What up, you witchy thing, you? It's me, Luna, the Zen Witch, with another unboxing in a string of Celtic decks. And today's the Celtic Tree Oracle, a system of divination by Liz and Colin Murray, illustrated by Vanessa Card. And this is out of print, so you can get it. Oh, you can actually get it. Ah, that's a different Celtic Tree Oracle. There is another Celtic Tree Oracle that is readily available right now, but this one ain't. So, illustrated by Vanessa Card. And this is very different. Do you see the wooden box? This is the only deck I own that came in a wooden box. It came inside a tree. How awesome is that? Hardback book inside, the Celtic Tree Oracle, a system of divination. We have, based on the Celtic Tree alphabet, which is the Ogham, O-G-H-A-M. And we go through, this actually has a chart in the beginning that shows you the alphabet and how it's used, and the correspondences of the trees and the timing. And so you get, like in a nutshell here, all of the cards. And I want to put out an apology in advance to the fairies, because I am going to absolutely slaughter the names of these. I really wish that they gave pronunciations with them when you're dealing with Celtic stuff, because wow, are they not pronounced the way they're spelled. Okay, so this is text copyright Liz and Colin Murray, 1988. Card illustrations copyright is Vanessa Card, 1988. And this is published by Edison/Sad Editions Limited, St. Martin's Press. Edison Sad, S-A-D-D. Pardon me. Windows open. It's raining. There's ragweed. I got gunk. I'm going to clear my throat. I apologize to you. Okay. Introduction, an ancient creed. All right, let's look at the cards, and then we'll come back to the book. So here we've got cards in two little stacks, and then we have a notepad. So there's a system here of reading. I have never used this. Lie. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I have used this. There is, when was it? 1995. Wow. I don't have any notes on what I was asking. Foundation, Spotlight, Vocalization, Dreams, Etheric Link. I must not have gotten a tremendous amount out of that, because it's the only time I used it. I also know how I am, and I have this strong need to like keep things rather than use them. So that could have been what was going on there too, because I have used this, often. Then we have this mat that shows us the setup of everything. We have the first circle, second circle, third circle with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The name of the querent, the cards in the first position, second position. So this is Foundation, Spotlight, Vocalization, Dreams, Etheric Link. So this is how you lay this out, and then you record it there. Then there's the record sheet. Make copies of the top section of the sheet before you fill in your first reading. So they, let you copy this and use it. But that is the format. Now let's look at the cards. Yeah. Beth is what I'm going to guess. Birch. And you see the Ogham character right next to it. Louis is Rowan. Fern. I'm so sorry, fairies. Alder. Sala or Shala, I want to say Shala. I have no basis for that, is Willow. Noon, Ash. Huath, heather, hawthorn, hawthorn. I'm so sorry. Dur. This one I know. Dur. It sounds like door. Oak. Tinna, holly. Call is hazel. Quirt is apple. And you'll get, you get a little image here. So, I mean, looking at the images, there's a lot to see here. Come on, pop in. Do the frickin' thing. I will pester you until you do. Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay, Quirt. This is as clear as it's going to get. No, I'm going to fight with this to the death here. Come on, fairies. Are they fucking with me mercilessly? Yes, they are. All right, we'll go to another one. Apple. So let's see if I can get it to even come in on the letters here. Why is this having such a hard time? Holy mackerel, Andy. There we go. So you see the detail of the Celtic knotwork. And there's apple and a blossom. Oh, that's not the blossom. That's the pentacle in the middle of the apple you see down there. So very detailed Celtic style artwork. Okay, now I can move on. Holy moly. Muin is vine. Gort is ivy. Ngetal is reed. Ngetal. Moor is the sea. That's not a tree. Really. Strafe, blackthorn. Ruis, elder. Ilum, silver fir. Own is furs. Furs is prickly. Is heather with a waning moon. Atha, white poplar. Yoho, yew. Code, grove. Oyer, spindle. Iland. Do you hear that? More thunder is honeysuckle. Phagos is beech. And we're back to number 1, Beth. Now, I'm going to go to the book and look at, and here's the backs of the cards are the same as you've been seeing here. But I want to go back here because a certain number of cards are keyed to dates. And let's look at those. So let's just go through this table. Depicted here are the 5 groups of 5 letters comprising the Ogham or Beth Lewis Newen alphabet together with their condensed meanings as interpreted by Colin Murray. So we have Beth is a new start and beginning, cleansing, and the first month, November. So remember that the Celts count their calendar from Samhain. That is the end of the old year, the harvest, everything closes down, and the beginning of the new year. So the first month is November. Louis Rowan, protection against enchantment, control of all senses, is the second month, December. Alder, I'm just going to stick with the English trees here. Alder is the third month, January. It's oracular and protective. Willow is night vision, lunar rhythms, female aspects, fourth month, February. Newen ash is inner and outer worlds linked, macrocosm and microcosm is the fifth month, March. Hawthorn is the sixth month in April, cleansing and chastity protection. Dur is the doorway to the mysteries, seventh month, May. Tinna, holly is best in the fight, eighth month, June. Hazel, intuition straight to the source, ninth month, July. Then Quirt Apple just says choice of beauty. Muin Vine is the 10th month, July, so we kind of skip one in the letters. The letters are going in order, but then the apple is not part of the dating system. That's Vine in August. And then Gort, Ivy, is the 11th month, September, and Reed is the 12th month of October. And we have Blackthorn. We go through all of these. Okay, Poplar Grove, a sacred place. Spindle, Honeysuckle, Beech, Old Writing, and the Sea, Maternal Links is the last one, is the Sea. Okay. Now, obviously, with these cards, you would have to memorize, because there's nothing about the image that alludes to the keywords in any way, really. It's just the image of the tree and the alphabet and its number and its name. So this is a system that you're going to have to adopt and go into, or just be stuck with a book, which nothing wrong with that. Do what you do. All right, the tree alphabet, reading the cards, case histories, Appendix 1, other methods of using the tree alphabet. Ooh, one wonders. One does. Other methods. In addition to the full card reading already described, there are other methods of using the Ogham that are simple and effective and have been employed on many occasions over the years. 2 of these involve the cards. The third simply uses the letters of the tree alphabet and their corresponding meanings directly from the chart on the accompanying record sheet. For convenience, the condensed card meanings are reproduced on the end papers of this book. So, same as in the front? Yes, same as in the front. All right. And then we give certain letters are in the Roman alphabet are not directly represented in Ogham. Treat J and Y in a name as I, Ioho. K is represented. P by Phagos Beach. X by Moore the Sea with its she sound. V should be read as far and alder. W as Okay, so it tells you how to use them to kind of spell things out. The wind Ogham, this method can be employed at seasonal rituals, ceremonies, or other gatherings. Reading at such a meeting can be used to give a guide to the mood or direction of the day. Cards laid out in the ground in the normal way, but on the ground in the open air with all present gathered round. From time to time in the course of a reading and the ensuing discussion between the reader and the querent, a further question may present itself arising out of the original one. In such a situation, the pack of cards may be cut by the querent to throw additional light on the secondary point. 2 cards are revealed when the cut is made, one face up, the other face down. Both should be consulted and their meanings read together. This is a good point. If you're doing a reading for someone, like when I do the Wheel of Fortune spread, which is a big spread that covers like a year and all the departments of life, somebody, when I finish, and I never ask for information on the front end, I will do the reading, and when I'm done, I will say, is there anything you want me to go over? Any question that wasn't answered? Anything that needs clarification? Anything that just didn't get addressed? Well, yeah, what about this? I will look in the spread that's already there, first of all, for the answer to that question. So they ask the question, I will go to a category or go to a place and say, here's what I'm seeing in the reading that answers that. If I don't see that, or every once in a while, my guides will just say, take 3 more. Boom, boom, boom. I take them off the top. Sometimes I'll find myself not thinking about it, shuffling, and then I'll take 3 off the top. But yeah, you can always, or even, if category isn't clear, I'll take 1 more on that. Just take a hit on that. And then, so, you can step outside of the format of any spread or reading and follow your intuition there. If your guides are saying, take some more cards, take some more cards. Okay. So, interpretation of the Ogham Signs condensed version, the same thing that's on the front-facing pages, folklore and magic. To understand the power of Ogham, it's necessary to realize that to Druids, both past and present, it's more than a system of communication. It is also one of the keys that opens a door onto a parallel world of knowledge, meanings, and associations. But in order to tap into this reservoir of knowledge, it's necessary to use a symbolic code. The point being that the subconscious, the group mind, the accumulated experience of human existence with all that implies, will not yield up its secrets until a message-carrying technique is devised. This is all of divination. used and becomes automatic and intuitive in the hands of the person employing it. So this is saying, this is the call to study in this deck. If you want this to be a real tool, you need to study and internalize. Since Ogham is only one of the keys into this world of folklore and magic, it is necessary to look briefly at a few of the other methods the priestly druids used as a symbolic language, so that Ogham will not appear to the uninitiated such a strange unicorn in a house full of white rabbits. Isn't that sweet? Tagirm, the seer, was wrapped in a bull's hide, fell into a trance, and by various extreme methods, such as the impaling of cats, forced spirits to come to his aid. Oh, now I'm traumatized. Holy shit, you guys, no. Oh my God, the impaling of cats. Fuck you, cat impalers. Imbus ferocni. This is the trance created by eating the flesh of a white bull. And the cat goddess comes in with the thunderstrike. Ritually slaughtered at the winter solstice, the seer would be chanted to while he slept. Omens from animal and bird movements. Okay, so it talks about different animals and birds. Sacred fires. These were lit and observed for the vertical shape of the smoke and formation of smoke clouds. Scapulomancy. This divination from shoulder blades involved the observation of the flat surface of the clean shoulder blade with the system of dividing up the surface into separate zones and of predicting events from the results. Colbreni, the omen sticks. The sticks were cut with Ogham letters cast on the ground, predictions made from the way they fell. The swimming of names, the casting of names and letters written on paper or birch bark, the Celtic equivalent of papyrus, upon a bowl of water. Those that sank were unlucky, those that floated lucky. St. Patrick in the 5th century used this method in one of his infamous trials of strength against the Druids in air. Books were thrown into the sea, and those that floated were supposed to be superior. The Druids' books sank, and St. Patrick's floated, which goes to prove that the Druids were weightier. Yeah. Then we have talismanic objects. The Druid's egg was considered such a potent symbol of good luck that one Roman knight was put to death for wearing one during the conduct of a lawsuit. It was thought he was taking an unfair advantage over his opponent. Whew. Okay. And then we have the origins of Ogham, the sacred crane, folk poetry, the Celtic tree alphabet. 2. You could be hearing something. Let's hope my computer doesn't get taken down. Okay, then we go into the alphabet. So let's do a reading here. Not many cards. Very handy size, very stiff, but because there aren't many of them, you can riffle shuffle them. If there were any more than this, you wouldn't be able to, because look, they just don't bend. That means they're going to last a long time. Very sturdy. Strong like a tree. All right, another. I'm going to do 7. That was 3, 4. Here it comes. Yes. 5. 6. 7. Okay, goddess, keep me safe with my window open. Goddess, keep my computer on and the power on. Oh, okay. Ancestors and allies, guides and guardians, we folk, the other crowd, the good people, the little ones, come and speak to me truly through your system of trees and the alphabet. I offer you water. I offer you light. I offer you sacred smoke, the fire of Azrael. I'm getting hollered at to ask for timing on this pandemic. So I'm asking overall what my viewers need to know in order to survive and thrive in these times. But I'm also specifically asking, should this be a separate question? Well, this came separately. I'm going to see if that has a date answer. as the answer to when we can maybe see this pandemic going away. Phagos Beach. Okay, old knowledge, old writing. So there is not a timing answer there. Let's take everybody else. Ivy, silver fir, and blackthorn. Ivy does have timing. Hawthorn. Okay, so there's only one card here that talks about timing, and it's Ivy, and it's September. Obviously, it's not this month. So I would say, in answer to that question, there is a year to go, and listen to this. Thunder, wake us up. Lightning, bring us to awareness. Rain, wash us clean. I'm claiming this power. And here is opportunistic witchcraft, folks. When you've got this kind of power around you, jump in and take advantage of it. And holy mackerel, is it coming down. It's not hail, but it's really big, hard drops. I'm sure you can hear it. So mote it be. So mote it be. So mote it be. I claim the power of this storm to move us forward, to wake us up, to light us up. May we stay safe within the maelstrom. May this move us to a new place. So mote it be. So mote it fucking be. Okay. Sorry, it's a storm, y'all. Okay. I gotta close the window. Things are starting to get wet because it is coming down so hard, but I feel so blessed. I feel the blessing of this storm right now. Okay, so what do we need to do? Let's look up each of these cards. I think, do we have the pages here? Yes, we do. So beach is first. And beach says, so in each card you get about the tree. Beechwood is close-grained and easy to work, giving a very smooth, even surface. In the past, beech tablets were used as writing surfaces because of these qualities. The words book and beech have the same origins. Turning a leaf is a familiar phrase to us all, referring to reading a book or making a change of mind or direction, as in turning over a new leaf. A leaf is a page. These are called leaves in books, the leaves of a book. Phagos the beech is the Ogham card concerned with ancient knowledge, and as it is revealed through old objects, places, and writings. This guidance from the past can help you attain insight, which is a protection for all the solid foundations upon which all else depends. So, our foundation here is ancient wisdom. We go to ancient wisdom to solidify our foundation. How did people survive in the past during times like this? The choosing of this Ogham card has much to say about yesterday that is relevant today. As the wisdom and beauty of the past and tastes and ideas change or are discarded, the thirst for knowledge of the questing spirit will always continue. You will often need to turn to the past and its works in order to rediscover lost wisdom, to find a firm basis on which to construct further ideas and interpretations. If a writer or craftsman has felt the urge or commitment to express his feeling in a tangible way, you too have an obligation to observe this work and further it in your own time. The discovery of an old book may provide unsuspected information. Handling old objects or visiting a place connected with the past will bring understanding of people and incidents, reviving the memories within you that you need. Perhaps the advice of an older person from their greater understanding and experience will help you to see your way in a different light and give you the wisdom to make changes. And then there's a reverse meaning. So, when it's reversed, it's a warning not to discard, not to discount guidance that comes from elder sources like this. So, go to the wisdom of the past. Go to the culture that you vibe with and start pulling out the wisdom. Go to the practices of the past. You know, all this is our foundation. Then we have Ivy. Ivy says, And I'm not going to read through the whole thing here. If selected, this card represents the spiral of the self and the search for self. The maze of labyrinth is also linked to the ivy, since it too symbolizes the wandering of the soul. Think of ivy climbing, spiraling, circling inward and outward, seeking nourishment and experience from the outside and from within itself to achieve finally its goal of enlightenment. So it grows, spreads, and flourishes. So we're talking about, the spirit turns inward, rather as Theseus following his thread into the labyrinth. Theseus's act may have symbolized his exploration for the secret center of his own being, which may appear monstrous, lying hidden as it does most of the time. This exploring or soul-searching is necessary, revealing spiritual strength and depth that you may never previously have tapped or known before. Your spiraling dance through life also turns you outward, linking you with others through the group soul or collective unconscious that pervades and encompasses all life. You have a part to play to assist in the spiritual journey of others, as they also do in yours. So this is talking about spiraling in, going deeply within, practices of the past, using those to go inside, see what's there, and then bring that forth for other people. Bring that forth. When you do a spiral dance in a circle, you start by facing out in the circle. Everybody's facing out and holding hands, in a line. So there's got to be a break, so it's a line and not a circle. But you start spiraling in with your faces out, and then when you get to the center, the leader flips around, just does a 180, and then on the way out, you are facing the people that are spiraling in. And then when you end up, you're facing in. So there, and you can do it the other way too. You can start facing in and looking at each other, and then you turn around and spiral out. But it's that the spiral flips around on itself. So what is inner is outer. When you go within, you bring it out. Okay. Next one is silver fir. Alum. So here is a tree that can see over a great distance. We talk about it having a great height. The Adam and Eve trees, a pair of silver firs planted by the Duke of Argyll in the early 17th century and standing until recent times, reached heights of 130 and 124 feet, respectively. Oh, my candle just went out. That means we got to put a little bit more incense. Who made that rule? I did just now. Here's a tree that can see over a great distance to the far horizon and onto the greater realms beyond, both through its own height and its elevated position on the mountain's side. So this is a mountain tree. Choosing this card indicates long sight with a clear vision of what is beyond and yet to come. Coupled with this is the perception to see and understand from the point at which you are standing or rooted, taking a long viewpoint and foreseeing the future. Okay, so we take these old practices, this old ancient wisdom. We absorb it, we internalize, we take it within. We turn around to see what we can project out into the future. What is it that I want to fulfill in my life? Where do I see myself in a year, in 5 years? Let's face it, it's really hard to see where we're going to be right now in 2 months, 3 months, but it is a way to generate hope if we really push ourselves out. And this is coming through. I don't even know the words I'm about to say, you guys. Push ourselves out into that future and say, what can I imagine in a year from now? Think about when the pandemic is over, when we are through these times of oppression. What can we see happening? What can we visualize? What can we envision? Silver fir says time to start looking beyond what's immediate and imagining the future that we desire for ourselves and for all of humanity and for our planet. So mote it be. Then we have blackthorn at the end. Blackthorn is the card that represents the strong action of fate or outside influences on your life and journey, that which has to be obeyed. You may feel that you have no choice, however unpleasant, but to let events take you over, forcing you down a harsh, unavoidable path. Unexpected change or the ruining of your plans can be daunting, but you must accept that there are sometimes issues to face and decisions to make that are inescapable. However, just as the same glass can be seen to be half empty or half full, depending on your perception of it, so on your spiritual journey, a hard, disruptive period can be entered into in a negative, harmful way or a positive, beneficial way. If you persist with a negative viewpoint, trying to cling to your old ways, so this is a negative way to go to the past, and facing difficulty with resentment and stubbornness, you will only damage yourself in the end. On the other hand, you can accept immutable events willingly by conquering your resistance and drawing on spiritual strength, and so become able to recognize a new direction or opportunity as it emerges from the chaos and work with it. In due course, you should then realize that although your life or yourself may have altered drastically, you have nonetheless safely emerged into a new, fulfilling phase, cleansed and renewed in the process. So, if you can keep your mind open, and here's a reframe for you. The reframe is everything. This is how you flip it over from, oh no, it all sucks, nothing's ever going to be all right, I'm going to end up naked and dead in a ditch. Okay, here's how you do the reframe. Stop right now and think. In the future, there will be a time that I turn around and go, thank God for that. If that hadn't have happened, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Here's why that was the best thing that could have happened. I'm doing this a lot in what we're going through politically, because if we weren't going through what we're going through right now, things wouldn't be changing at the ground level the way they need to. We would be complacently plastering over the cracks and carrying on. It has taken these extremes of Pluto finishing its journey in Capricorn, and we got 4 years to go, folks, so brace yourselves. Of Pluto finishing up with crashing all of our calcified systems, blowing up everything that is old and needs to go, grinding down mountains, the glacier grinding things down. We got 4 more years of this to go. So you can expect the old ways to keep blowing up for the next 4 years. But look at, if we were not going through these things at such an extreme degree, we would not be having the radical change that we need. So, knowing that there are things that are inevitable, and that's what this is talking about, of things unavoidable. That's Pluto. Pluto is unavoidable. Immutable means unchanging. So when you can't change things, how do you respond to it? We are internalizing these old wisdom, looking to the future. How can we grasp, when things are in chaos, it's when things are ripe for change. When change is easiest is when everything's up in the air, because you don't have to go, oh, everything's settled and now I've got to change all this stuff. It's like, no, everything is in chaos. Here's where I want to send it. Here's where I want to direct it. So this is talking about the reframe, looking at what positive can come out of this. How can I help steer this change that I don't have any choice about? Here's how I use the pandemic to change my close-in life so that it nurtures me and my loved ones. Here's how I pare my expenses down so I can live within my means in times of great limitation. Yeah, baby. Well, I'd say the information came through during a rockin' storm here. Hooray, Celtic Tree Oracle. If you can get your hands on this, I'd say do it, particularly if you're a Celtophile like me. I have Scottish ancestry, no Irish, but I have Scottish, and so I am a Celtophile. This is definitely based in Irish, but, the cultures were once one and the same. So Here we go. Celtic Tree Oracle. Fabulous deck. So glad to have it as part of my collection. And you know, this is why I buy decks like mad now, because someday these are going to be out of print too. You know, the ones that I've bought over the last few decades that I don't think much about, and boy, I'm gaining the reappreciation of them. I hope you are too, and I hope you're able to find some of these if they really ring your bell. Like and subscribe to my channel, please. I'm trying to get to my first 1,000 subscribers. There's a donation button below if you want to shoot me some money. If you do, I'll buy a deck with it. You know, be forewarned. And if you don't want to send me money, there's also a link to my Amazon wish list. And if you purchase me a deck from that wish list, I will read for you personally on my unboxing video with that deck. You will get a personal reading. If you want to put a note in, like a gift note with a particular question to answer, I'll do that for you. Yes, I will, because I appreciate you, and I appreciate that you want to send me things. It's just kind of blowing my mind that people want to support me in this way, and I so appreciate it because, you know, I'd do it anyway. I would be doing it whether it makes me any money or not. Is it making me money right now? Not really, but I love it, and I'm going to be here for you no matter what. So take care of yourself. Stay safe. Vote. Do all the things you got to do to move forward. Take advantage of this chaos. Take advantage of the power of this storm that we are in right now to say, I'm going to snatch order out of the chaos, and here's the future that I can imagine for us. I'm there visualizing it with you. Thanks for sticking around with me. I will see you tomorrow for another unboxing, and I'll see you every Wednesday for a live stream with live readings. I hope to see you then. Until then, I love you. This is Luna the Zen Witch. Blessed be.